Welcome back, you beautiful brave hearts all around the world. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I'm Dr. Darrell Wolfe and welcome to DocStar TV. And today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be talking about advanced water fasting, but I want you all to understand you can come back and watch this show in my library. All you got to do is go to the Doc of Detox library and go to Advanced Water Fasting Guide, and you can watch this show, because guess what? Maybe you don't have 2 hours. This is going to be a 2-hour masterclass. In most cases, you're going to get practitioners want to charge you for this. All right, but listen to me. I have to tell you something. One of the most powerful things you'll ever do in your life is not water fasting, but advanced water fasting. And I'm going to prove it to you why we say advanced water fasting. And I'm going to tell you something as we lead into this, okay? It's always going to be about self-care and self-love with me, okay? And with advanced water fasting, we had to come up with this because, I'll tell you, I did my first water fast when I was 16 years old. That was just 30 years ago, okay? No, wait a second. Uh-oh, no, it was 50 years ago. There you go. It was 50 years ago. And understand something. 50 years ago, when I did my advanced water fast, the first one I ever did, it was a lemonade fast. So it was using lemons, and it was also using maple syrup. And I got to tell you something. It just about blew my head off. But the reality is, so that wasn't an advanced water fast, that was a lemonade fast. And it almost blew my head off. Headaches and pains all over the body. And the reality is this, what we need when we're fasting, okay, is to shut down the digestive tract. The digestive tract is responsible for about 70 to 80% of your energy. When you shut down your digestive tract, oh my gosh, you unleash autophagy, you unleash stem cell making. And understand this, in a 6-day advanced water fast, you will create as much stem cells as if you went and spent $100,000. Now people go, no, this has actually been studied. $100,000 stem cell therapy is wrapped up in a 6-day advanced water fast. Now, why would we want to do an advanced water fast? Is it because I want to sell my nutraceuticals? No, it's not that. I will explain the science to you, that if you do just a water fast, okay, you're going to unleash, okay, toxins way too quick. All right, Jesus did a 40-day water fast, okay? I had a client who was pulled off the road. He was a truck driver, okay? And he was obesely overweight. They told him he'd have to stop truck driving. Okay, he had a heart problem. He was diabetic, okay? And understand something. He said, Dr. Wolfe, what am I going to do? I said, look, we can't be all day about this. If you want to do an advanced water fast, I'll go through what nutraceuticals you need to take. And guess what? How long will we have to do it for? I said, I don't know. It depends on your metabolism, and it depends on what you want. He says, I've got 9 children. He's a Hutterite. They've got a lot of children. He's got 9 children. And he goes, I need to raise those children. I need to be the father for them. I go, okay, let's start and see how it goes. So I worked with him. Are you ready for this? How about 86 days? 86 days and 130 pounds he lost. And understand something. I can give you countless stories like this. And the reality is this. He didn't lose 130 pounds. He lost 130 pounds of infection and he lost 130 pounds of donuts, cookies, bread, sugar, alcohol, okay? He lost over 100 pounds of not just physical, but emotional stuff. His whole life changed, okay? He was so much easier to be around. I mean, his wife, she said, I can't believe this. This is the man that I married. You need to understand, when you do an advanced water fast, you are not lightening the load. Get it? Lightning, lightning, lightning. It's all about light. You don't just lighten the load on a physical level. you are actually lightening the load on an emotional level. You cannot fast and detoxify the physical without detoxifying the emotional. Just like, we're going to go through these slides in a few minutes here, but remember something. When your body, okay, goes into autophagy, it's not just eating up tumors and cysts and scar tissue, okay? It's actually eating up dysfunctional programs within your subconscious. Hard to believe, it's really true. It's truly true. And I'm going to tell you something. I haven't done an advanced water fast for probably about 4 years now. And does anybody know why? Well, in the last 3 days, okay, my whole life is about fasting. And the reality is this, okay, you know the people that like to control us on this planet? Well, they call us useless eaters because they've been able to program us that, you know what, when we're tired, we eat. When we think we're hungry, we eat. When we're upset, we eat, okay? When we're bored, we eat. Okay, we have 3 meals a day and probably 3 snacks a day. And understand something. I've had 1 meal in the last 3 days. And I'm teaching a whole life coach certification course right now. And that course starts, I got to get up at 5:30 in the morning, and then we usually go till about 5 o'clock. And all I'm doing is I'm doing advanced water fast during this course. Last night I went out and had a little bit of soup, but the reality is my life is built around that. Okay? When somebody says to me, Dr. Wolf, I have a critical condition or I have an autoimmune condition, what do I need to do? Well, we got to put you on a perfect day. And that's what this is. This is the 6-day advanced water fast preparation. So understand something. All our products are on sale right now. All of them. All of them that you need to go on an advanced water fast. Okay? We're going to do our part if you want to do your part. And the reality is, okay, why would we take products? That doesn't make any sense. If I'm going to go on a water fast, I thought you couldn't take products. I thought that if you did that, you'd turn on your digestive tract. Well, what if I put you on products and I told you a way on to do it that you didn't turn on your digestive tract and you bypass the Krebs cycle, but we could increase your energy? And how about this? How about no healing crisis, just healing breakthroughs? You know how many people go on water fasts or even vegetable juice fasts, and they get headaches, they get fevers, they get diarrhea, they get achy muscles, achy joints, okay? And the list goes on. And the reality is this, we know how to hack that. And I'm going to walk through it with you. So understand, let me go back to this. Have you ever heard of Norman Walker? Norman Walker used to do a lot of fasting, and he used to fast with distilled water. Big mistake. And everybody says, well, Norman Walker lived to a long time and he was really healthy. Well, understand something. Where do you find distilled water in nature? Where do you find reverse osmosis? You don't. The best water to fast with is called structured water, and we're going to talk about that. Because structured water will hydrate into the cells 1,000% better than any other water. And I'm talking about any electron water, any ionized water, reverse osmosis, or ozone water. It can't touch it. Structured water would be rainwater, fast-moving rivers, waterfalls, things of that nature. That means this, that there's no surface tension or very low surface tension. So the nutrition comes in, the toxins move out very easily. And that's what it is. It's all about the flow, right? Going with the flow. Now the reality is if you were to do a water fast on distilled water, you can't digest it. And you're going to go, what do you mean digest water? Well, it is a food. And the reality is reverse osmosis and distilled water do not digest well at the cell level. And I'm going to talk about this more as we move on. But it's very important we talk about water. Because when you actually structure water, when the water comes into you, every water droplet has 2,500 to 3,000 layers. And when I structure the water, the structure unit, and it comes into my body, and it comes into the cells or comes near the cells, there's an aquaporin channel in every cell. It gives off an actual frequency, because everything's about frequency and vibration if you follow me. That frequency actually will line up with the structured droplet of water, and guess what happens? Remember those 2,500 to 3,000 layers that make up a water droplet? They string right out like a choo-choo train. Bam! and they go directly into the cell without any energy. If you don't believe me, why don't you go get carbon filtered water, or get yourself distilled water, reverse osmosis water, bottled water, and then we will take a glass of structured water, and I want you to drink each of those, but switch them. Have somebody switch them, and you'll know, because with structured water, I can drink, okay, half a quart to a quart. Where with a glass of the other waters, I can't. It'll fill me right up. So everything is digestibility. To carry nutrients in, toxins out. It's all about efficiency. So today is the 6-day advanced water preparation. And what do we do in that? Well, we're going to be talking about it. What we do is we try or attempt to get you to buy into, are ready for this? A whole plant-based keto diet. That's right. Okay, so that's how I live. I eat a whole plant-based keto diet. And understand something. It's very rare that you'll ever see me eat animal protein, because I just want to ask you a question. How many dead animals does it take to bring you back to life? And understand something. We need amino acids, not protein. All protein needs to be broken down by the body, and guess what? You can BS anyone, meaning that you can create a belief system that is absolutely false. And if you take a look at the planet today, we're running around with a lot of them, aren't we? A lot of them. So the reason why we want to do a 6-day advanced water fast is because we want to go in and unleash autophagy and stem cells. And guess what? Those are the two most important processes if you want to heal or stay healthy, okay? So what we're going to go through now is we're going to go through the 2 weeks, what you would do to work up to it. Let me say something. If I had a door and I try to open it and it won't open because the hinges are rusty, should I just use force to try to open it? Am I going to damage something? Or what do you think of this? What if I were to eat a high vibrational diet that would actually go in and start bringing down, okay, the visible and the invisible toxic load? I'm really meaning this, that just doing a high vibrational diet, because everything's about vibration, you do understand that we are vibrational beings. We're light energy, electrical magnetic beings. And the reality is what we drink, the only thing that's left behind is the light and the frequency. What we eat, the only thing that's left behind in our body is the light and the frequency. Do your homework, do your science. Everything physical leaves the body. Even with my nutraceuticals, I don't carry supplements, I carry nutraceuticals, because it's all about the vibration. So what gets left behind is the light and the frequency, and the reason why I pick certain products is the higher the vibration, the better. It's just like people will go, Dr. Wolf, I have to do parasite cleansing all the time. Well, that's because you did not restore the integrity in your tissues or bring up your vibration on an emotional, mental, and physical level. And understand something, you'll never have to do a parasite cleanse again if you embrace the perfect day diet, which we're trying to show you today that you should do 2 weeks prior to the 6-day advanced water fast. Now, you can jump right into a 6-day advanced water fast if you want, but why wouldn't we want to reduce the physical load of toxins so that we can go in there like a rocket ship and go into those cells and we can reconstruct? So when you do a fast, you're deconstructing and reconstructing. So what I'm talking about, advanced water fast is the best thing for any type of mutation, scar tissue, displaced calcium, crystallization, or any abnormal growths, because all abnormal growths in the body are just storage sheds for invisible, emotional toxicity and physical toxicity. All right, we'll get into that a little bit. All right, so where are we right now? And where is my main? Okay, my main base is in Zihuatanejo, Ixtapa, Mexico. And understand something. If you want to know true health, that's where you're going to get it. You're going to get it because I've got Dr. Sun, Dr. Ocean, and down here, guess what? When I go to get a quart of juice, I'm paying 70 pesos. And understand something. Down here, you don't have the government on your tail. You don't have anything. I've never been more free in my life. And that's what we're all looking for. We're looking for freedom in health, and we're looking for freedom in our environment as well. Next. All right. So here we are. If you like, take the time and read this. But look it. Braveheart Nation is dedicated to the wild, the weird. That's me. I'm wild and I'm weird. Okay? And the wonderful light energy beings that bring life to this world. To the tribe of troublemakers, that's me, a troublemaker, we all know that, okay? That think so far outside the box, they dream on the edges of the infinite. Because we are infinite electrical magnetic beings. Listen to me. I am the minority of the minority. I have nothing to do with the majority thinking, drinking, eating, or living, and I never will. If you want different, you must seek out different, my friend, and it will be hard, because if you try to break from the herd or from the family values, sometimes it can be difficult. Even when it comes to saying, I want to do an advanced water fast. What are you, like crazy? You go without one meal, you could die. We're all programmed as eating machines, okay? Here's to the brightly colored divine visionaries that won't stand down, play small, or sit out. Here's to the awakened ones whose purpose is to feed their soul and not starve it. Okay? You feed your spirit, you heal the body. You bring down the toxic load on a physical and emotional level, and you will never be sick again. And understand something. Sickness is just a point of view. And understand, to be sick, you must have sick beliefs. To be overweight, you've got overweight beliefs. To be poor, you have to have poverty thinking. And it's true. Remember something, our Creator says you are the reflection of your belief systems. You are. Everything that you put out there is going to bounce back to you. But you've got to stand in the power of unconditional love for yourself and rest in the fact that you are beautiful. So here's to the wild ones who refuse to suffer or follow the herd. Here's to the tribe we call Braveheart Nation. All right, before we start, I'm just letting you know, we are doing a class right now in Ixtapa, Mexico. For those of you who would like to join us, right now, tomorrow will be our 4th day in Whole Life Coach, too late for that. But Dr. Sage Wolf, okay, we'll be doing the Wolf Non-Surgical. You could still catch a plane and get down here, and if not, we will be doing a full New World practitioner in Barrie, Ontario, Sacramento, California, Bonita Springs, Florida, Coffs Harbour, Australia, Kelowna, British Columbia, Fresham, England, Rhodes, Greece, and then we're back to Ixtapa, Mexico. So if you want to check that out, go to braveheartnation.com. Okay? All right. So here's where our courses will be held. All right? And here, if you want to take a snapshot of this, these are all the hosts all around the world where we will be teaching Whole Life Coach certification, Wolf Non-Surgical certification, and the pelvic restoration and disease prevention for women. And that's a 3-day masterclass. But understand something. Please go to Braveheart Nation and check out our body work. It's the most powerful in the world. And check out the videos on our Whole Life Coach. It's a 9-day course. There's a day off in the middle. But the reality is, if you want to crack the coconut from the inside out, if you want to be an emotional consultant, nutritional consultant, or you just want to own your life, please check that out. Now, here are the things that we do. Every Tuesday at 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, I come on and I do a live Q&A if you've got questions. And I will be giving you a call-in number where you can actually call me or you can type it in. And we are on 6 different platforms when we do this, okay? Every Tuesday, okay? Pelvic restoration and disease prevention every Monday at 5 p.m. Lorraine and I will be on together every other Monday. And then Simran and Lorraine will be on the other Mondays. But every Monday, we are there to talk about pelvic restoration, because we won't be talking about that today. But if you go in my library, just know this: nobody has any illnesses unless they have pelvic problems where they're actually pooping in their pelvis. The large intestine is the holy grail, and it's the most disrespected organ by the medical system and by natural health care. If you knew how to respect your large intestine, you would never get into trouble. And understand that. You know what people think? Oh, well, you know what? I need to take a laxative. No, you don't. You need to do gentle baby steps each and every day so that your bowels move properly, because your large intestine is a compost and it makes 85% of your immune system, which is called your good bacteria. Now, as you can take a look here, we also have on Wednesdays, okay, with Dr. Sage Wolf, and he's going to go through non-surgical with you, and he's going to prove to you that joint problems, muscle problems are all based on scar tissue and calcification. Do you know why people need to take drugs? Because they don't go to therapists, okay, that know how to get the calcium back into the bones and turn the scar tissue back into beautiful connective tissue. We give a money-back guarantee when you come for the first treatment with us. We have an elbow technique called Wolf Non-Surgical, where we can actually pull those scar tissue fibers apart to bring the blood, the light, and the lymph and your energy back in, to not get rid of scar tissue, but to return the beautiful connective tissue, elasticity, and life force. Because that's it, right? You're just missing circulation, and you're missing the light energy from these tissues. And it's called dehydration, which was caused from inflammation, which was caused by infection. Why don't you ask your doctor that? Why don't you go ask your natural health practitioner if he knows and understands scar tissue and how to turn it back into beautiful connective tissue, or how to get the calcium back into your bones so that you're not calcifying. These are the two most important things that you can do when it comes to your physical body. Okay? And the Women's Pelvic Restoration Q&A is every other Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So, and if you like, go to docofdetox.com if you'd like to join our newsletter. Okay? All right? Now, most of you don't know this, but I created a manual called The Perfect Day Guide. This is a 535-page manual. It is a beautiful masterpiece, it really is. Easy to read, great black printing, not gray, not small. It's written that an 8-year-old could understand it. And if you actually download this manual for free, it's called the PDG Guide, Perfect Day Guide, and you can go to pdg.com and you can download it. I promise you that you will know more real truthful information and take action steps on how to turn around any illness. You heard what I said, didn't you? And how to prevent any illness, okay, better than your practitioner. You can also order a hard copy from us, and we charge $75 for it. If you were to print this off, it would cost you about $150 to $225, depending where you are around the world. And we will deliver it to you for $75 to your door. Okay? All right? Now, this here, most people don't understand, but this is called Sovereign Indigenous Practitioner Protection. I'm not going to go into this really deep, but understand something. Whatever practitioner you are, whether you're a nurse, whether you're a doctor, whether you're a chiropractor, it doesn't matter. Whether you just want to get in and become a practitioner because you're scared of, you know what, the others, all you got to do is get your Indigenous doctorate. If you go to, okay, braveheartnation.com, you will see that you can get a doctorate in Indigenous medicine, and it's not hard. You just got to want it. And once you do that, you will be outside the jurisdiction of every local, every provincial, every state, every country, worldwide government. They can't come after you because now you are under the Indigenous, okay, which means that that's protected through United Nations and World Health Organization, and it's been tried and tested all the way to Supreme Court. We can play their game too. All right, New World Practitioner to Doctorate of Natural Medicine. Go to BHN University and understand something. When I told everyone we were opening up a university and that within 3 to 4 years, just like anywhere else, okay, all right, you put your heart into it, you can get a doctorate in natural medicine. That's right. And people say, well, you're not a real doctor. Well, guess what? The people you're talking about aren't doctors, they're physicians and surgeons. A real doctor is a teacher that trains his people, that actually knows about health and the wealth of health on how to detoxify and nourish and bring somebody back to balance and train them to become their own practitioner. That's what a doctor is. A doctor is a teacher. Hippocrates would roll over in his grave, okay, if he knew what was going on. The only thing that's left is the hypocrite. Understand something. Medical care is not health care. It's emergency care. And I'm not putting it down because we need emergency care, but when you get emergency care into your daily life, you're in big trouble. I'm coming out with the 1st of May. Approximately May 2024, this will be out. And this here is the first of its kind. It's called Braveheart Nation app, and it will have people teaching you for free all around the world, the best teachers. It will have so many different things on here on how, and 90% of it's free, on how you can emotionally, nutritionally, physically, and mentally help to bring yourself back. Listen, if we don't come together as a nation, all colors, all religions, okay, all nationalities, what's going to happen to us? What is happening to us? Wouldn't it be great if we strategized like they strategized? I mean, they don't even like each other, but they strategize against us, and guess what? We don't have to have that. They want us to fight with ourselves, our families, and everybody else around the world. Yeah, go to war, right? Anyways, check out Braveheart Nation app when it comes out, and it will be out the 1st of May. All right, so welcome to Total Self-Love and Total Self-Care. And this is where you have to believe in you. This is where you need to take massive action personally. And you know what? Mind your own business. If you're going to do something different and you think that you're going to tell a bunch of people, most people are fearful, aren't they? Are they fearful? Are they scared? And if you don't want to do a fast this time, an advanced water fast, then just watch it. I will be on here doing live Q&As, okay? I will come on here, and I am here to support everyone as much as I possibly can. If you can't afford, okay, if you can't afford any of my nutraceuticals, can you afford an enema bag? Can you afford doing therapeutic vomiting? Can you afford doing clapping? Can you afford doing water? So you do what you can, and you get started. And then you go as far as you can. If it means that you only do a half a day without eating and you've never done that before, congratulations. If it means that you make it past the 6 days, like this gentleman, how far did he go? 86 days without eating on an advanced water fast. Okay, I've got people that will go 10 days, 20 days, 30 days, 40 days, 50 days, 60 days. People will do what they need to do when they understand that it's all up to you. It's always been up to you. There's nobody coming to save you. There's no breakthrough. There's just breakdowns, okay? You must be responsible for that God-given body of yours. So 6-day advanced water fast is the ultimate fountain of youth. There's nothing that's going to release and create autophagy in your body where it goes in, and your body's so amazing, it goes in and starts eating up everything that should not be in there, okay? Because it's going to bring you up to a high vibration. So anything that's lower than the vibration that you are rising to must leave. And that will be used as food by your body. Your body will use a tumor, will use scar tissue, okay? And will use anything else that's in there for calories, and it will burn it off. It will dispose of it. But it cannot do it if you do not shut down your digestive tract. And when you do this, please make room for solitude. Make room for connecting to your lion heart breath. Make room for that slight smile all day long, and make room that you are creating a strategy and you're following it, okay? All right, so like I said, on January the 25th, we'll kick it off for the 6 days. Only do what you want to do. Please, if you don't want to do the Perfect Day Diet, and if you download pdgfree.com, I am giving you everything. I'm not holding back any tricks, because that's what people do, right? Oh, I don't want to give all my secrets away. If I give my secrets away, then nobody's going to come to me. Well, I don't really think we have any time left for that, seeing that the condition that the majority of the population is in. And if we truly did love each other, why aren't we giving everything to each other, empowering each other? I thought we said we were brothers and sisters. I thought we said that we cared. So understand, every practitioner out there, I'm telling you right now, don't hold back. Teach the people that come to you. Don't continually treat, train them. Train them to what you do. We need to train everybody, okay, in the art of loving and caring. Okay, so can you go back? And then I'll be doing a Q&A January the 27th at 5 o'clock. Another one Monday, January 29th at 5 o'clock. And this is for me coming on during the 6-day advanced water fast to make sure you're supported. And then we'll do the celebration on Wednesday, January the 31st. So mark it in your calendar, okay? Mark it in your calendar, all right? Thank you. All right, here's all the assets. If you want to take a picture or go back and rewatch the video, like I told you, this video is going to be up in my library at docofdetox.com. You'll be able to watch this library in the 6-day advanced water fasting guide, which you can read it if you want, or you can watch the masterclass, all right? Now, if I can show you, the assets are a Doc of Detox library, Advanced Water Fasting Challenge Guide, okay? That's the Advanced Water Fasting Guide. Fasting with calcium ions, please check that out, because calcium ions are so powerful. And guess what, as we get older, we don't make calcium ions like we used to, but we can show you how to have just as much calcium ions as when you were younger. You know, we know how to hack this stuff. See, the human body was actually set up in a way that we will age very quickly if we do not know how to master our minds and the actual biology all the way down to the cell level, okay? Also, check out How to Become Number One at the Art of Number Two. You're gonna find out why people are rotting out. Stinking thinking, rotten pelvis, and it creates all disease, okay? You know, the biggest study that was ever done was done in London, England, and it was done by the medical association there, okay? And what they discovered is they said that, and that's the medical system, which I believe this is lower than what the truth is, but they said that 85% of all illness and all disease is caused from a dysfunctional large intestine. And I'm telling you, on a physical level, it's 99%, okay? And I'm telling you that if you would have looked after your large intestine, you wouldn't be one of the 99 out of 100 that have parasites. People are so full of parasites. And the reality is you can do all the parasite cleansing you want, but until you get rid of the issues in your tissues and bring up the actual integrity of your tissues and the vibration of what? Love. That's right, self-love, self-care, getting rid of guilt, getting rid of shame. You need to get rid of it all. The only way that they can actually hog tie 8 billion people is to make them feel like they're not enough, they're sinners, they're failures, and that's the truth. I don't care where you look and what you do, every organization has been polluted. You know, you can get like a really great product or a really great system, and as soon as it gets popular, they come along and buy it up because money means nothing to them, and then they poison it. So, you know what? Download an app, okay, and make sure that you always check the ingredients on every product that you buy. I don't care. You know what? Every time you go to buy that product every week, it might have got bought up by these people. Because understand something, you do know this, right? The tobacco industry owns all food corporations in North America now. Did you get that? Vanguard and BlackRock own all supermarket chains. Something to think about. Anyways, emotional chemistry of cancer, disease, and healing. Why don't you find out the real reason why we get cancer and why it comes back? Reverse the irreversible. I'm going to prove to you that nobody needs a cane, nobody needs a wheelchair, nobody needs a walker, nobody needs to wear Depends, and we definitely don't need to go to a nursing home. Okay? All right? Braveheart Emotional Freedom, okay, Masterclass. This is Braveheart Online Emotional Freedom Masterclass. It's free to you. I used to charge $1,200 for it. Let me see you do it. It's 33 days. That means that you'd have to be with yourself for 33 days without distraction. And you don't have to do it every day. But how much do you really matter? And the people that really don't matter, okay, are the people, they're not dumb. They just have been programmed with beliefs that they're not worth the time or the effort. And then guess what? When you try to rise, what if your partner doesn't like it? Okay? What if your husband says, no, it's not worth the money, it's not worth the time, what are you doing? Why are you following that crackpot? We have all been programmed to dishonor and disrespect ourselves. Okay? Feed the spirit. Okay? Heal the physical and the emotional by feeding your spirit. The invisible creates the physical. The emotional creates the physical. The invisible heals the physical. Erase and replace belief systems. Most people don't know that 70 to 90% of the belief systems they have are toxic. God love your parents and God love all the people that were trying to actually help you and train you, but they've all been programmed to actually undermine their own health and yours. And it's kind of funny, eh? You'll go to school, you get out of school, and you won't know how to feed yourself, you don't know how to love yourself, care for yourself, okay, and then you get married, and then you keep on passing on the family curse. The invisible is reality, the physical is the illusion. The invisible is the only way to win in the physical. Breathe, smile, walking meditation. Why did I say walking meditation? People say you should pray, you should meditate. I believe you should do it all. You need to take that time for yourself. But I teach how to do a walking meditation. Wouldn't it be great to not react and attack? Wouldn't it be great to be conscious enough to not keep running programs? Oh, it's 3:15, time to smash myself in the face. Okay, I need another donut. I need an alcohol drink. I need a toke. I need a smoke. Everything's a program. Don't let them feed on you. Okay? Unleash the invisible bonds that bind you. Landmine. That's right. We have a landmine going on unless you're going to understand that you've been programmed and you need to reprogram. Issues in your tissues. Well, guess what? Everything starts off here, a stinking thinking, and then it goes in. And there's nowhere in your body that you have a disease unless that part of your body's rotting out. Did you know that? I hope you know that. We were created to create a masterpiece. You need to connect to universal intelligence and know that all of that universal intelligence has always loved you beyond love. I don't buy into the fact of sin. Sin means missing the mark. How many times do you have to repeat something to get it well? I just want to tell you that I believe you're all Bravehearts. Coming down to a life-threatening adventure here, all right? And then look at all the beautiful mothers that are given a manual that is so toxic, and it's got nothing to do with healing. Nothing to do with healing. And it's given out to every mother, and then guess what? She feels she's not enough. Jump into my library and then tell me that you're not enough. You are more than enough. Okay, the benefits of autophagy, okay? Eliminates inflammation. First of all, what's autophagy, everyone? Okay? All right. It eliminates inflammation and pain, disease prevention, increased longevity, unleashes the Pac-Man phenomenon, improves all body functions. You ever play that Pac-Man game and it goes in and eats up everything? Well, everything that is lower vibrational will get eaten up and used as fuel. Okay? So let's talk about autophagy. Autophagy, also called self-eating. That's right, self-eating, is a detox process your body experiences in order to clean and clear out diseased and damaged cells while regenerating new healthy cells. Isn't that what it's all about? During your Doc of Detox 6-day advanced water fast, the protein P62 gene is activated to induce autophagy. This is key to living a vibrant, healthy life. Autophagy is when the body goes into a state of healthy decomposition. This is where it begins to digest and eliminate any tissues or cells that are diseased, damaged, inflamed, aging, or already dead. Our body was designed to naturally eliminate these tissues and cells, but due to today's toxic burden, there has been a communication breakdown at the cellular level. I'm going to opt in here and tell you that 99% of healthcare is fraudulent, and it is built to sell you off by the pound. It's something, isn't it? You're smart enough to go to medical school, but you can't understand that you are a well-paid drug dispenser. And then we go, oh my gosh, there's something growing in you. So what? Lack of surgery, lack of chemo, lack of radiation? We got to burn it out, cut it out? Listen, if you could create something unconsciously that you didn't want, don't you believe that if you became conscious and awake and actually loved yourself and stopped hating yourself, that you could change the vibration and actually reverse everything? Listen to me. Nobody's going to cure you of anything. And that's the deal. You are the only cure. And understand something. A cure is based on a perfect day. From the moment you rise until you close your eyes, are you making conscious and unconscious, loving and caring decisions that are high vibrational? You'll never be sick. Okay, I'm going to challenge you to find out what day I'm going to be sick and in bed with the flu, or I've got some autoimmune disease. I'm never going to have any of that. And you're going to go, you'll get yours, Dr. Wolf, you smarty. No, I won't. I won't get mine. I'm going to get everything I want. Because guess what? I don't buy into any of their stuff. I don't buy into sinner syndrome. I don't buy into that I'm a failure. I know I got to repeat things. Okay? And if I make a mistake, I'm going to apologize. But I'm not going to humble myself down to anything or anyone on this planet, ever. And that's why we get sick. Sick beliefs. You got to have sick beliefs to be sick. Healthy beliefs, you're going to be healthy. Wealthy beliefs, you're going to be wealthy. Okay? Poverty beliefs, where you know, I just got to go to work. I just got to make money. I just got to pay my bills. Everything is built on belief systems. And understand something. This has been going on for 250,000 years, whether you want to believe it or not. And this whole thing that's going to happen here, okay, we had the COVID, and now we're going to have the Super Bowl kickoff. That COVID was an hors d'oeuvre, and they're just going to come at us again. And we better be sticking together as a Braveheart nation. And we better be learning how to love and care for ourselves and not react and attack ourselves or our families or our friends or our neighbors or our brothers and sisters anywhere around the world. So let's get back to autophagy. Just imagine if you didn't eat anything for days, your body wouldn't have to focus on digestion. All that energy, okay, now can be transformed into millions of microscopic Pac-Man inside your body, eliminating all the abnormal, damaged, dead cells. This newfound energy will eliminate anything that is impure, any type of inferior material, toxic accumulations, tumors, abscesses, and those abnormal, unwanted fat deposits. Your body now has the ability to actually start rejuvenating, regenerating, and producing healthy stem cells for the whole body to heal, because it's called whole body healing. Did you ever go to a specialist and he's, okay, I'm going to look at your sinuses? No, that's not where the problem is. Okay, that's just a symptom. Okay, and every symptom is just the body sending you a love message that that area of the body is in trouble. But if you want to heal, You've got to do a whole body healing. You got to know how to properly and gently detoxify and feed yourself, okay, daily. And it's called the perfect day. What if you could do gentle baby steps and repeat them long enough and strong enough, it became a program, just like toking, smoking, drinking, and eating all of this fast food. What if you changed it and you just had a different program? Well, you'd have a different life. If you want something different, then you better do something different. Okay. This is what happens when you decide that fear is not your motivator. When courage becomes your motivator and you actually deserve it. When you're not stuffing your face because you're stuffing your emotions down. Do you understand? And understand something right now. Big, bold, and beautiful, that's what they're selling out there right now, eh? Well, I'll tell you something. Big, bold, and beautiful is diabesity. It's obesity and diabetes. And I will never disrespect anybody, okay? Because everybody was created by the same creator. But the reality is I'm not going to buy into that marketing, that big, bold, and beautiful. You know what? When she was like this, she wasn't like this. Same person. When she was like this, do you know kind of suffering she had on an emotional and physical level? And we're just telling her to suck it up and make the best out of it? When I was younger, do you know what this was? This was a genetic illness, a genetic illness. And we actually believed it. Every time I saw somebody overweight and obese, it was a genetic illness. And now we know that there's no genetic illnesses. It's all epigenetic. There's not one genetic illness. Cancer is not genetic. Arthritis is not genetic. Diabetes is not genetic. I'll tell you what's genetic is your belief systems. Are you passing on the family curse, or are you passing on the family blessing? So let's rinse and repeat. She had to do what? She had to do what? She had to do 8 advanced water fasts and stay on the perfect day keto diet to look like this. She wanted it. I want the life I was promised. No, I'm not a low vibrational woman anymore, okay? I am a Braveheart warrior, feminine warrior, and I'm taking it back. All right, the benefits of stem cell production. Let's talk about that, okay? And I already told you guys, do your homework. And in a 6-day advanced water fast, you just saved yourself $100,000 of stem cell therapy. And I will come up against anybody that gets $100,000 of stem cell therapy and puts somebody on a 6-day advanced water fast, and I know I will be winning hands down, okay? But you know what we're all looking for? The medical breakthrough, the miracle cure, the silver bullet. I just want to take a pill, have a thrill, and it's all over. Well, you can forget it. It's not true. You were given a body, and that body is yours to love and care for. Stem cells. Stem cells are unique as they can develop into many different types of cells. I hope you know that. So when you get stem cells, they'll go to where they're needed. They can become an eyeball, or they can become a toenail. I'm serious. They go to where they're needed, and your body is so amazing that where they're needed, they will go. Stem cells are unique as they can develop into many different types of cells depending on what part of the body they become. Stem cells serve as a vital repair system for your body. Oh, but guess what? You toker, you smoker, you drinker, you sugar addict, okay? All right, just one drink a day, you're not making stem cells. Okay, just know that. All right? Any processed foods, you're not making stem cells because you're always going on high alert because you're poisoning yourself. People that poison themselves do not make stem cells. And if they do, they're corrupted. Just know that. Because corrupted beliefs will give you, remember what I said? Invisible creates the physical. Stem cells serve as a vital repair system for your body. There are 2 main types of stem cells, embryonic stem cells and adult stem cells. Our advanced water fast causes your stem cells to wake up from their naturally dormant state to their full regenerating potential. Advanced water fasting quickly eliminates old damaged cells, allowing new cells to be born. That would be cancer cells. That would be any type of mutation, okay, or any type of corrupted or damaged cells. That's it. Remember something, as your vibration comes up, the higher it comes, everything below that gets its walking papers. Okay? All right? All right. Allowing new cells to be born. This process rebuilds and restores your immune system to its fullest potential. All right. Okay. How would you like to do something that doesn't have a healing crisis? But you're going to have to believe me. You're going to have to work with me. And most of you won't believe me and you won't work with me because guess what? If you haven't heard it before, it's probably a lie. Oh, meanwhile, they've been lying to you for thousands of years and you've all swallowed it. So just because it's new doesn't mean it's not true. Just because it's old doesn't mean you should be told. No, because you're being ruled and you're being fooled. And that's the God's truth. Understand something. We must take massive personal action here. Okay? So no healing crisis. DOD Advanced Nutraceuticals, we're going to talk about that. The Braveheart 12 Loving Steps. Go take a look at it. Download the PDG free, okay, .com guide. PDGfree.com guide. And guess what? You didn't pay for it. You don't like it? Throw it in the trash. There it is. Nothing lost, nothing gained. And if you really love it, please share it. Tell everyone. Tell everyone, okay? Look at the information they're going to get. Yes, we talk about our products, we talk about what you can do in there, but understand something. 85% of this book is all about you, and it's not about us. It's all about you taking action. The Ultimate Coffee Enema is in there. Vaginal rectal infusion is in there. Therapeutic vomiting, okay, is in there. Okay? Why you have diarrhea. How to clap. People that, you know what? We have what's called a clapper, and we're going to go through this in a few minutes. But the reality is guess what? Clapping is the best diagnosis you'll ever do. If you clap anywhere on your body and you bruise, then that means that your fluid in your body is contaminated in that area and you've got tissue rotting. And guess what? It just comes to the surface and it shows you what kind of condition you're in. Okay? Belly button therapy, the most powerful therapy to release dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, endorphins. Go to my guide or just go into the library and go into the do-it-yourself guide in my library. Salt glows. Oh my God, do you want beautiful skin? Do you want to pay hundreds or even thousands of dollars, or do you want to do it at home for yourself? Do you want to do pelvic squats and open up your pelvis so that you can deliver the baby or deliver the bowel movement? Okay, do you want to open up your pelvis? Because we shut our pelvis. As soon as they gave us the toilet and we don't squat anymore, guess what? Now we're jammed up jelly tight, mama. Okay, all right? Crab stretch to open up the whole upper part of your body. So, no healing crisis, only healing breakthroughs. Inflammation, pain, swelling, and stiffness, okay, are all physical blocks. Every place that you have inflammation, pain, swelling, and stiffness, you've got a physical block of scar tissue, displaced calcium, and crystallization. And why don't you just go to every doctor you can, and they will never bring that up because they've been programmed, okay, just like you. From a wheelchair to a walker to a cane, we're going back. We're going back the other way we came, okay? We're going back. And I'm telling you can go back. Listen, there's nobody that can't get rid of their crutch. It's called a crutch, all right? Do you know why you're limping? Because you can't stand on your own 2 feet. Oh no, I got this in a sports injury. Yeah, well, why do you still have it? And understand something. Anybody that's ever had an injury and they don't get Wolf non-surgical to get rid of the scar tissue from the injury, guess what? They're called war wounds. How many people talk about their sports injury and they limp along? How many people talk about the car accident that's still getting them? Well, guess what? There is nothing, no car accident, there is no sports injury, and there's no disease that can turn you into a cripple if you follow the Perfect Day Guide. PDGfree.com, guys. What am I getting out of it? Well, if you end up buying my products or take my course, let me tell you something. I'm worth it. Challenge me. I'm worth it. Okay. Feed the spirit, heal the body. 4 stages towards super consciousness. And understand something. We all want super consciousness. Do you actually know what super consciousness is? That's where you are elevated so high that nothing low vibrational can affect you. And also, you will never infect you. And the reality is you will protect your vibration and your light. You will understand that that's the most important thing in your life. You will not compromise yourself anymore because you will fill your heart up with love. And guess what? Yourself. And you will be tank full. And you won't be going around using everybody as a nipple. And that's the God's truth. Just turn it down. Turn your volume down. Okay. Can you go back? The majority. Okay, people will say to me, you know, you're just rude. You're condescending. What, are you angry at us? None of that. As the lion comes out of the tree, from the tree, and he roars, he'll go back and lay under there. Sometimes, you know what, I just want to come out and roar. And hopefully there's someone out there that says, hey, I got it, thank you. I'm awake. The majority of the population is unconscious. Yes or no? Really? 92% of the population has an autoimmune disease. 86% of the population has diabetes. Isn't that cool? 60% of the population will have some form of heart disease. 55% of the population will have some form of cancer. My God, is there anybody left? Is there anybody left? And we haven't even talked about all the other autoimmune diseases, which just means attacking yourself. And it does. You attack yourself on an emotional, mental level first, and now the body's attacking itself. Everything happens in the visible, in the invisible to the visible. The biological rules the biological. The biological is ruled by the psychological. Just know that. Okay, the next step from unconsciousness is I'm awake. Oh my God. You know what, Dr. Wolf? People will say, you know what, Dr. Wolf? I was driving down the road and all of a sudden I felt I was touched by God. I have not felt like that in my life. There was this light, there was this vibration, there was this feeling, and I felt, it wasn't even at peace. I just felt like I was touched by God. And you know what? I tell people, I go, I can remember, okay, when I was driving down the highway, okay, and I felt, this is the craziest thing, I felt that, and guess what? And I was just like, oh my God, where'd that come from? And the reality is, and then it left. I don't know if it was like 30 seconds or a minute or what it was, and then guess what? I got really pissed off because it just left, and I felt like, what a jokester, what a teaser. Oh my, I was just mad. I just loved the feeling, but it just went. And it happened a few times in my life. And guess what I did? I got angry and I rear-ended a car. And I wrote the van off. I woke up. I woke up. Now I was awake. And I went, you know what? I get it now. Thank you for the message. Thank you for the message. All right? So awoken is unconditional love. And good luck. Good luck with that. You know what? You have conditional love for yourself and you have conditional love for your family. Now, I'm not talking about you, the odd person out there, the 1%. I'm not talking about the 1%. I'm talking about the majority. Listen, the majority would never even have unconditional love for themselves because they believe it's selfish and they'll end up in hell for it. You think about it. Just sit back quietly with it before you judge me, please. Okay? No action, reaction here today. Let's just sit calm. But if you had unconditional love for yourself, where do you think your health would be? Where do you think your health would be? Oh yeah, you wouldn't be compromising yourself at every social event. And you wouldn't even need to go all to these social events because you're trying to get love from everybody else because you knew that you had to fill up your own heart. And once you fill up your own heart, you won't be having tantrums with the ones you love on why they're not showing you respect. You think about that. So awoken, and then guess what? When you have no judgment on this planet, no judgment. I'm talking about crazy little Billy and his chemtrails, okay? I'm talking about Mr. F, okay? I'm talking about all these people that are, you know why they're getting away with it? Because we judge them. They're untouchable. People say, oh, they'll get theirs when they die, or they'll get theirs, they'll get theirs. Nobody's ever gotten theirs, okay? All I've seen is that when people get too high up in government and then they really want to work for us, they don't last long, do they? Okay, so don't do that. You need to mind your own business and create the most beautiful life you ever had. And those of you that are grumbling about the chemtrails, those of you that are grumbling about the fast food, those of you, the GMOs, and all this other stuff, if you were to just unconditionally love and care for yourself, you would be changing the planet, because we are vibrational frequency people. And every time that you're grumbling and complaining, are you bringing it down or are you bringing it up? So enlightenment is no judgment. The perfect day, 2-week preparation. So are you awoke? Do you want to learn how to fly, which means first love yourself? Or do you just want to hang out? You know what? When you see an eagle, you're only going to see 1 or 2. When you see turkeys, you'll see 1,000 in the yard, won't you? And when there's a storm and chaos, you know what? They'll lose 10% of their turkeys. They have a heart attack, fart attack, and die. And most of these guys are going to get it up the butt, and they're going to lose their head. Nothing happens to an eagle. So understand, when there's chaos coming, I want you to stretch your wings out, which is what? Your consciousness. And I want you to ride above the chaos and don't involve yourself. What if they called a war and nobody came? What if they called a war and nobody came? What if your mind called you to war and you didn't fight yourself or your family? What if you just stayed peaceful? And understand something, don't get me wrong. Just because I believe in unconditional love, I'm still a lion. I know how to roar, but I'm not going to carry resentment and judgment and hate and anger. I'm not going to hurt myself. I love myself. I'll hold the line for myself and for my Braveheart Nation. I'll do that. But I'm not going to walk away angry. I'm not going to sit with that. I'm not going to stew with that. When you learn how to love and care for yourself with unconditional belief systems, this is all over. So create the perfect day, and it's called a strategy, guys. Okay, has anybody seen Agenda 2021? Does anybody understand that they've been strategizing for 250 years? Do you think that maybe you could strategize for maybe 2.5 minutes? Do you think you could strategize when you rise until you close your eyes, to have the best day ever, to put a slight smile on your face, to connect to your breath, and no matter what goes wrong, you are going to stay in alignment? Because guess what? Disease means you're not at ease, you're out of alignment. There are no hormonal problems. There are just problems of you being out of alignment. I've never had to put any woman on any type of hormone ever. All we had to do is bring balance back. Every disease and every symptom is your body crying out to you for alignment, for harmony. That's all it is. It's nothing else. Okay, back to this again. There it is, pdgfree.com. I guarantee you, why don't you open up and read the first chapter and tell me that I didn't spark something in you. All right, so on the 2 weeks that we're going to do this, only do what you can do prior to the fasting. Now, listen to me. If you start doing the perfect day and you're going, wow, you know, I'm finding even this hard to juggle, don't do the fasting. Just watch it. Don't participate. Or say, I'll give it a shot. I'll just try intermittent fasting and try not to eat until noon, right? So what I want you to do is I want you to make sure that if you were to just change 1% every day, how long would it take for you to completely have a change in your life? 1% every day. Do the math, okay? So the first pillar is always going to be a whole plant-based keto diet. Go take a look in my guide. I'm going to not read through the whole thing. We'll be here all night. All you got to do is download it, okay? That's all you got to do. Or you can go to my library and you can log into the library and you can read it, okay? All right? Pillar number 1, whole plant-based diet. And understand something. I'm going to make this really short because you got to do your own homework. You know what? I'm going to tell you something. We baby people way too much. We give people way too much. We support people way too much. You have to take massive personal action, and you've got to do it for yourself. You can't do it for your family. If you can't do it for yourself, it's not going to get done with your family. You know what? You can't tell your family what to do. You got to become what you want them to do. Because you want the best for them, you've got to give that to you first. And understand something, a whole plant-based diet is this. Here it is. It's just the highest vibrational thing you can do. It contains more light and higher frequency. We are light energy, electrical magnetic light energy beings. Do you get that? We came into the womb as a spirit and we're going to leave as a spirit. And this is why we talk about feeding the spirit, don't feed the body. Because everything that you eat physically leaves the body. The only thing that stays behind is the light and the frequency. Go look at it if you want. If you don't, I get it. Okay? Let me tell you something. Whether you want to believe this or not, only 1 out of 10,000 people are actually, okay, going to make it to super consciousness. 1 out of 10,000. And it's not because we're dumb. It's because we've been programmed so deeply. And when everybody around you, okay, is poisoning themselves and they're sick. How many people do you know that are sick? Almost everybody you know has some kind of symptoms or some kind of ailment or on some kind of drugs or they're complaining about something. And the reality is your mind goes, well, I guess that's as good as it gets. You know, at least I'm not this or at least I'm not that. You don't have to be anything except just beautiful and healthy. That's it. Next thing, high frequency nutrition. I don't deal in supplements, I deal in nutraceuticals. We'll get into that. And if you don't want to purchase them, you don't want to buy them, don't. Do whatever you're comfortable with. This is not a sales pitch, but understand something. My nutraceuticals are the best. I will be challenged by anybody, whether it's my humic fulvic, whether it's my IGF, whether it's my daily cleansing tea, it doesn't matter. Okay, I've been in the business for 44 years and I don't just carry supplements. We need to understand that everything is vibration and frequency. Pillar 3, exercise, energy, medicine. We'll go through that quickly. And pillar 4 is the biggest one of all. We leave it to last to make you remember that guess what, okay? What you think matters. It's not just a thought. It's not just a thought. Every image you have creates a thought. Every thought you have creates an emotion. Every emotion you have creates a frequency. Every frequency that you have releases either dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, endorphins, which means the dose. I'm dosing myself with beautiful hormones and chemicals. I want to get high that way. Okay, first love yourself. And guess what? Are you ready for this? 99 out of 100 people are hacking, not dosing. That means histamine, adrenaline, and cortisol. Because how many of you are frightened? Frightened of the government. Okay? Frightened about the end of the world. Frightened about what God may think about you. Frightened that you might not make enough money to pay your bills. Frightened that maybe somebody's not going to love you or care for you. And a lot of you are frightened and you don't even know why, if I ask you, because you're just running an anxiety program. So you're going to have a choice. We love hormones and we love chemicals. That's what we are. We're hormones and chemicals, baby. And I'm going to tell you something. I know how to dump dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, endorphins, and you couldn't make me dump adrenaline if you tried. And that's the deal. And most people live on adrenaline. Why don't you take a look? They waddle. They're stiff. What do you think arthritis is? Well, that's infection, creating inflammation, scar tissue formation, calcification, and that's what we call old age. Dementia, doesn't matter what you want to call it. Every symptom is about you dumping adrenaline in and you burning out your kidneys because your adrenals sit on top of your kidneys. And that's why people have kidney problems, and they also have kidney problems because guess what? The fear of loss will destroy your kidneys if it lives with you for too long. Okay? All right. So, why strategy is everything? Well, because those who fail to plan to fail. And understand something. And the greatest example of this is all of these psychos, at least, you know what, they can come together and create a great strategy to hog tie 8 billion. Okay. Whole plant-based, keto lifestyle. Take a look at it. And I'll be coming back on for my Q&A next Tuesday, 1 Eastern Standard Time. I'll be taking all the questions that you have. I'll be here. Will you be here? Next. High frequency nutraceuticals. This is what time and how to take them. And it's not like you're going to take them all. I've just put a schedule on if you want to learn how they're taken properly. Again, nutraceutical schedule. Our exercises: Lionheart breathing, belly button therapy, ultimate coffee enema, pelvic squats, crab stretch, pelvic expander, rebounding. Okay? And it shows the whole schedule for the day on how to do these things. But you don't have to do it all. Stick your toe in and find out how much better you feel. I have given you the most powerful, simple techniques with everything I do. Don't you just love this part? Doctors go to school for how long? And then they get out and they can't fix a damn thing. Tell me they can. What you call fixing? Drugs numbing you out? What you call fixing? Cutting out your hip and giving you a fake hip or a fake knee, or giving you a rod in your spine because you've got scoliosis like almost everybody, or you're bone on bone when you're not. You're not bone on bone in your hips. Even if you're bone on bone in your hips, if you come to us, you're not bone on bone. You've got calcification. They calcified the cartilage. And understand something. Everything that you create, you can reverse. They're not going to tell you that. Welcome to Corporation America, where we're all being sold off by the pound, and we've lost faith not just in ourselves, but the creator of everything. And just remember something. We all came from the same creator. So water fasting has limited potential. And the reason why, here it is. When you do a water fast, you are going to shut down your digestive tract. So that means that 70% of the energy in your digestive tract is going to go in, instead of digesting food, it's going to create stem cells, but it's going to go in and start digesting the things inside of you that you would call disease, or you would call mutated tissue, you would call rotting tissue. Do you understand? Everything starts working more efficiently the way it should. When you do an advanced water fast, you have unlimited potential. And I'm going to just go through the products lightly. And then you can do your research in the pdgfree.com guide. And remember something, everybody. You're not locked into anything. Okay? Yes, you're going to end up giving us your email. And then you can block us right away. Right? Block us right away. But if you don't block us, I'll let you know when our sales are on, and I'll let you know when there's things that will help you and your family. I'm not coming for you, okay? I'm not going to try to sell you. You need to sell yourself. Isn't that something? You have to sell yourself. Isn't it? Why should we have to sell ourselves? Okay, it's because we were sold a long time ago, because this is a slave planet. Anybody notice that? Okay? All right, emotional fasting. So, whether you're going to do the fast or not, smile without a reason. You should see when I tell people, and they first come into my class, the Whole Life Coach course, the first day I said, you need to smile without a reason. You should see the invisible fingers I get from always half the class. Screw you, Daryl. Screw you. You don't know my life. You don't know how I've been pushed around. I got nothing to smile for. And I'm not smiling until I get even. I'm not smiling until somebody gives me what they said they were going to give me, what I deserve. No. This is a self-serve job. If you want the life you want, then you got to love yourself first and foremost before anyone else or anything else, so help me God. You got to care for yourself and become from victim, okay, to hero, from patient to practitioner. And understand something. Most of your family are never going to heal. Most of your friends are never going to heal. And that's not me cursing, and that's not me being pessimistic. Tell me I'm wrong. Why don't you go back in history? Nothing's ever changed. No, it's just gotten worse, hasn't it? But it doesn't have to. Start off with smile without reason. Lionheart breathing, 6 seconds in, 7 seconds out, and actually know that you are breathing. And that'll help you to connect to your source. Help you to connect to your body and know that you're in the conscious moment. Because if you're not in the moment, where else should you be? You can't heal in the moment. You can't heal unless you're in the moment. You can't create anything new unless you're in the moment. And you can't make love to yourself or anyone else unless you're in the moment. You get that? Love band, life band. That's what this is. You see this? It says 3, 2, 1, I got this. Braveheart. Well, when you count backwards, that keeps you in the conscious mind, not in the subconscious, where all the programs are. This here, this band is as snug as a hug because I love myself. This here is a kiss. Is it okay if I kiss myself? Probably not with you. The reality is this, I'm going to kiss myself as much as I want. And I'm going to kiss myself every time I think about something where I'm not enough, or where I think about something where I'm going to compromise myself, drink something, eat something, say something, do something, then I've left to clean up a mess. I'm not doing it. Remember something. Why don't you go out there right now and go for a walk and see if you can find something good to eat. You're going to want to do this. 3, 2, 1, I got this. 3, 2, 1, there's a new sheriff in town. 3, 2, 1, I'm not taking it personal. 3, 2, 1, I don't need approval. 3, 2, 1, that which created the universe has always loved me. Personal couples connection. That's where you can do it with yourself in a mirror, or you can do it with a loved one. You can do it with your sister, your brother, friends. The reality is when we come together and we breathe together, we connect together, okay? We rise together. Can I exercise while on an advanced water fast? You can. And we'll talk about the exercises. But the best exercise you'll ever do is solitude. The best exercise you'll ever do is walking meditation. And guess what? The best exercise you'll ever do is getting up first thing in the morning and do 10 minutes of gratitude with belly button therapy. Best exercise you'll ever do is clapping. You'll burn calories and you'll bring things to the surface. The best exercise you'll ever do is called pelvic squats, crab stretch, okay? These are the things, and that's all you need to do. You don't want to do heavy duty exercise, and you don't want to say yes to anybody while you're doing this fast. You want to say no to everything you possibly can and get to learn how to be with yourself, love yourself, care with yourself. Oh, I always have to have the radio on. I always got to be on the phone. I always got to be on media, scanning through to see who likes me, who doesn't. I always got to go there for my dopamine rush. Understand something. Get to have an inner standing, not an outer standing, not an understanding, but an inner standing about what you truly are. You are beautiful. So, can I exercise in an advanced water fast? Absolutely. But understand something. We're not going in to build muscle. We can go in to hold tone, but we're mainly in there to do what? Lengthen, strengthen, detox, and tone. That's it. Look, you know how everybody goes to the gym, they want to tear muscle to make muscle? Well, anybody that's doing that after the age of 30 is making scar tissue. So you better have a lean, keen diet. And if you want to eat, and you want to be as big as an animal, you got to eat animal products, and you are going to pay. Take a look at, you know what, you take a look at people like Arnold Schwarzenegger, trust me, he's doing exactly what I'm teaching right now. And if he wasn't doing this, he'd be limping and he'd be crippled. And take a look at anybody that goes to the gym. Most people that go to the gym, they may look great. Why don't you ask them how they feel? Mindy Harley is our marketing agent, and she does our marketing. And she was really in the fitness world. And I'm going to tell you something, the fitness world's the most messed up place to be. And most of the equipment that you use, yeah, sure, it's built to make you build muscle, but it's also built to tear you down, to create scar tissue, displace calcium. Oh, come on. How you feeling? Oh, I'm feeling really good. Can hardly move though. Stiff as a board. Okay. All right. So the perfect day, the most thing we want in the perfect day 6-day advanced water fast is actually water, right? And whether you want to believe it or not, I don't care if you bought a Kangen unit, an expensive ozone unit, you don't have to do that. You can buy a structure unit from us. We'll give you a 90-day money-back guarantee, and guess what? It'll last you forever, and you can pour everything you drink through it, and it will be protected. People don't get that. You can pour tap water through a structure unit, and guess what? Because the frequency, which is the invisible part, supersedes the physical part, it's called fourth phase water. I already told you, you'll get 1,000% better hydration, okay, when you use a structure water unit. Not an ozone unit, not a carbon filter, not a Kangen unit, but if you can afford a structure unit and a Kangen unit, I say go for it. But the reality is this should be first and foremost, because I travel the world and all I do is put this under every tap. Right now I'm in Mexico, and I just put it right under the tap, and I drink the water. And then people will go and buy bottled water, which can have up to 120 chemicals in it, and it's also in a plastic bottle that's made out of petroleum. Isn't that cool? And then most of the time you'll go to drink it and you can taste that plastic. No, you didn't taste plastic. You tasted carcinogens. And understand something right now, if you think I'm crazy. When it rains, remember Billy, little Billy, that's chemtrailing that guy? Well, guess what? The chemtrails, the acid rain, when it comes down, why isn't it damaging the birds, the bees, the flowers, the trees, and the microorganisms? Because it was structured. That which we call creator, okay, has created a system up in the ozone layer. And what happens is when the water comes down and it's structured, it will not hurt the birds, the bees, the flowers, the trees. And why do you think in some states they tell you that if you actually collect rainwater, you can get fined and go to jail? Because structured water heals. You think about that and do your homework, okay? So, no, I didn't mean to do that. Wake up and drink 16 ounces to 32 ounces of warm to hot. And if you don't want to buy a structured water unit, don't. But I did tell you the hydration will pay off. You know what? Why do you eat? Why do you drink water? Because you need to get it down to the cell level. So in the long run, if you pay, I think the structured water units are around, what, $300? $300? $279. To what? $279. $279, okay? And then right now they're on sale, which means that you get a credit. So if you actually were to buy them when they're on sale, whatever the sale is, you get a credit to buy something else. Okay? So now you can not just structure your water, just a little bit off track. The next time you go to drink beer, wine, or alcohol, run it through a structure unit, and I promise you, you'll get a better buzz and no hangover. You heard what I said. And there's your proof right there. Now you don't have a hangover, okay? And I'm going to tell you something. I'm still telling you that all alcohol is poison, and one alcohol drink will actually create brain damage, okay? So there is no amount of alcohol that you can drink that's healthy. So just know that. So if you're gonna drink, structure it, and if you're out partying, make sure you structure it and then have a large glass of water in between every drink so that you don't decide to destroy yourself. Isn't it the craziest thing that you can actually program a human being that they actually, when they go out to celebrate their life, they try to kill it. Okay, all right. So mix in 20 drops of Ormus Minerals and 1/8 teaspoon of pure black diamond nano-humic fulvic. Now you can do this while on a fast. It won't turn anything on. It bypasses, doesn't turn on the digestive tract, but what it does do is our Ormus Minerals have the highest electrical charge. It is actually the melt-off of the Antarctic, and no, we're not talking about glacier melting, end of the world, but you can believe that if you'd like. And the reality is, what we do is we take 100 liters of the highest electrical charge minerals, And what we do is we concentrate them down, and we've got 92 trace minerals in our Ormus minerals. And our Ormus, do you know what Ormus is? Ormus is, it goes through a very special process for 3 weeks that brings up the vibration. Ormus minerals doesn't just affect the physical, it affects the emotional and the mental body. You'll feel it. You'll feel it. You'll feel the electricity. You know how people do Gatorade because of electrolytes? That is such a crock. There are electrolytes in it, but it's carcinogens that you're giving your kids. Thank you very much. Okay? Do your homework, do your research. Anything made by corporation is to destroy the Braveheart Nation. And it is. You have to wake up to this fact. It's a chemical poison to create inflammation, to create scar tissue formation, and mutation and calcification of the body. So, the Ormus minerals are the highest electrical charge electrolyte minerals that you can take. Black diamond, our humic fulvic is the only humic fulvic that has not been processed with chemicals. Do your homework. And it's in a nano form. And guess what? Black diamond will go in and get rid of blood parasites, brain parasites, cellular parasites. It will actually suck up 300% of its weight in heavy metals, GMOs, and chemicals, and also neutralize viruses. Okay? All right? Next, drink warm to hot structured water throughout the day, and you can flavor this with lemon lift, orange burst, or super cinnamon. It doesn't turn your digestive tract on. And do you know why they're always attacking essential oils? Because they're essential. Because essential oils are high vibrational. And they don't want you to have high vibrational anything. Take a look at anything that corporations bring out, and the vibration of what they want to feed you and give you is why 99 out of 100 people have parasites, and they'll never get rid of them. Because it's called the perfect day where you never have to do a parasite cleanse again. And if you don't change your lifestyle, then parasites are just going to be in there because you lack tissue integrity and your vibration is as low as a worm. Okay. Eliminate alcohol, caffeine, and all other stimulants. Never allow yourself to become dehydrated. Here we go. So understand something. Oh man, I don't know why I can't think straight today. Well, you didn't drink enough water. Okay? All right? I'm really hungry, or I'm really tired. No, you didn't drink enough water. Oh, I'm really tired. You didn't drink enough water. You know what? If you are the average woman around 115 to 140 pounds, you want 3 liters or otherwise 3 quarts of structured water. And I'm telling you right now, if you put a few drops of essential oil in, which will cost you pennies a day, and you put a little bit of the black diamond in and the Ormus minerals, you drink that for 3 days and you call me up and you tell me what you think. Okay? All right, everything is frequency. You will see, your brain will buzz. Your mouth won't be burning, your eyes won't be burning. You'll feel like you've got energy. You won't feel exhausted, like you're going to hit the ground by the end of the day. Now, if you're as big as a man, then you're going to do 4 liters or 4 quarts to 5 liters or 5 quarts a day. And understand, I was listening and reading, and you know what they said? Oh my gosh, give me a break. Okay, there is actually in London, England, there was an article, and it just came out about 3 weeks ago, how there is a clinic, a medical clinic there, that is going to be sued because they allowed a woman to drink so much water that she drowned and died. Are you going to really believe this? And that thing was being shared all over the place. You know what? You are not the smartest, intelligent person unless you have intelligent beliefs. Okay? And just because you went to school doesn't make you intelligent. Whether you want to believe this or not, okay? I'm going to tell you right now that 80 to 85% of everything I learned was not from any college, any university, okay, or anybody that had that. Do you get this? Yeah. And that's the truth. Anybody can become their own practitioner, and only you can heal yourself. All right? The medical system has become a religion into itself, and they're the high priests, aren't they? You're scared of them, aren't you? And every time they say something, even if it's asinine, you go home with it and you believe it. And I'm not trying to put them down because they're great at emergency care. Surgery when it's needed, even though 95% of all surgery is not needed. All right? And then they tell us not to put our kids on drugs, but we do, don't we? They just can't come off the street because the government's not making money on them. Okay. All right. Drink a minimum of 3/4 of an ounce for every pound you weigh. It used to be a half an ounce. Does anybody know why? Well, look at the blue light. How often are you on your phone? How often do you look at your computer? How much processed food and fast food do you eat? How much sugar do you eat? We eat 100 times more sugar than we did in 1900. 100 times more sugar than we did in 1900. And the food that you buy that you don't want to scan with your app to see what the ingredients are, you're eating a ton of sugar and a ton of poisons, okay? There's apps that you can download. Find out the one that is the best. There was one we were using, I forget what it was called. What was it called? Yeah, Yuka, and we had to stop. I think Yuka sold it out to a corporation, and guess what? It got contaminated. Everything that's beautiful will be contaminated by a corporation. They want to come in and slither in and get you, okay? I'm not going to tell you why. That's in a whole nother story. All right. Always use a large stainless steel or glass container, not plastic. Plastic's made out of petroleum. Everything has been wrapped in plastic. This whole recycling thing, give me a break. Why don't you just recycle the love you have for yourself and forget all the other recycling things, because corporations don't recycle. They just want to make us feel guilty that we're polluting the planet when it's corporations that are doing it, but you are polluting yourself. And the planet is not dying. That's a ding-dang lie. Thank you very much. And anybody that wants to debate me, I'm right here. I'm not going anywhere. Okay? It is better to drink gradually and continually. Do not guzzle. But understand something. So now, you know what happens to most families? They got water at the table. Why? Because they need to use the water to get the chunks of food down because they're so dehydrated. You know, kids really don't drink water. They're not taught. The parents don't drink water. They're not taught. Meanwhile, guess what? We are walking bags of water. And if you're not doing 3 to 5 quarts of water a day as an adult, depending on your weight, then you're not going to be around for very long. So yeah, you go look for the silver bullet. You go look for the almighty cure. And guess what? It was called water. So you know what? Are you going to bathe your children in the same water? Dirty water? You're going to tell me that you don't want to drink anything but clean water, but meanwhile, it's not clean inside of you. Any of you that have smelly armpits or smelly breath, or smelly bowel movements, okay, just know that you've got worms and parasites, and guess what? Your water's polluted. Your blood's polluted. Why do you think you have black circles under your eyes? Why do you think the black circles are the backing up of waste in the liver? Why do you think that you have bags under your eyes? Because you are actually dehydrated. That's right. You're dehydrated. Oh my God, I got these bags because I didn't sleep well last night. I got these dark circles because I didn't sleep well last night. Oh my God. You can program a human being to actually believe anything. And it's not because you're dumb. It's because you see everybody else believing in it. Understand, you cannot follow the majority. Look where they're going. But it's really hard to be part of the minority because the herd will come after you. Your family, your friends. What, you're not good enough for us anymore? What, do you join some kind of cult? Okay, so it's better to drink gradually, continually throughout the day. You know, if I go to water my grass, okay, and I water really heavy for an hour, or would it be better I sprinkled it through a longer period? Do you understand? Okay. All right, a good night's sleep. Let me tell you something. Sleep is really important, guys, and especially on the fast. So you need to honor, respect, and love yourself on this advanced water fast. I'll tell you something. I've given you all the strategies to hack this thing, okay? All right, but you've got to respect yourself. You know what? during the Perfect Day diet for 2 weeks right now, up until we do the kickoff, you go ahead. You can still do things, but say no to everything that you haven't got planned. That's 6 days. You need to make sure you get rest. You need to make sure that you do exercise that lengthens, strengthens, detox, and tone. You need to make sure that you connect to your breath. You need to make sure that you actually spend quiet time and you actually visualize yourself detoxifying and healing and bringing up your vibration. And you're going to practice telling yourself how beautiful you are and how you're more than enough, and that you are going to only have beautiful, caring, loving thoughts for yourself. Start practicing it right now, and it's not going to work if you don't have that slight smile going on. Slight smile, connected to lion heart breathing, shoulders back, okay, all right? Minding our business, okay? And understand something. No reacting. So when you're on this fast, you will be detoxifying, so I don't want you to lose your stuff. Make sure that if something upsets you, connect to your lion heart breath, 6 seconds in, 7 seconds out with a slight smile, and do it 3 times. And I promise you, by the time you do that, you won't lose your you know what. Okay? All right. So, hour of power is first thing in the morning, last thing at night. What do you do the first hour? What do you do the last hour? That will determine what your sleep is like and what your day is like. And that's the God's truth. I got out of the wrong side of the bed. There's no such thing as a wrong side of the bed. You're just running a program, and it's time for you to have a temper tantrum. That's it. That's it. That's it. Hardly anybody is in control of their mind. It's a bloody landmine. And understand something. Tell me that your parents weren't adulterated, and tell me you're not. Okay? All right? I know this is a life-threatening, fun-filled adventure only if you become the master of your mind, and you know how to make high vibrational choices, and you know how to stay in the present moment. If you can't stay in the present moment, then you are owned by everything else and everyone else. That's it. Okay, lion heart breathing, we just talked about it. First thing in the morning and last thing before bed, we're going to do what? 10 minutes of gratitude. I'm so grateful to be alive. I'm so grateful to be me. I'm so grateful to fall in love with me. I'm so grateful for everything that I have, and so thankful for everything I have, but I want more. I'm not talking about more bigger TVs. I want more from me because I have limited, endless abundance within myself, inside myself. Okay? I am a light energy, electrical magnetic being that has unlimited potential. Okay? All right. And while we are doing the 10 minutes of gratitude when we wake up in the morning, and before we go to bed, we're going to do belly button therapy. Belly button therapy releases more dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphins, which is called the dose. Are you guys going to be okay here?
Yep.
Can we slow it down?
Yep.
Thank you. Really slow it down. Thank you. And it releases more dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphins than anything else. More than a hug, more than a kiss, more than lovemaking. And guess what? And belly button therapy is where you are using the belly button therapy, which I will show you. But if you go into my do-it-yourself guide or download the pdgfree.com, do you have to say that again, Daryl? Yes, because repetition is the key. And pretty soon you're going to understand it's free and you're not going to get hooked into anything. Okay? So belly button therapy is going to release more dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphins. And that your belly button was your first connection to your mother in the physical world. It fed you. And when you do belly button therapy, you will release all of these beautiful chemicals. And guess what it's called? It's called the vagus nerve, which is called the wandering nerve, which is the longest nerve in the world. And guess what? Are you ready for this? When you do belly button therapy for 5 to 7 minutes, guess what happens? You will have a 20 to 25% more stretch in your body, elasticity. You don't get that when you do an hour of yoga. Go try it. And if you do it properly, you'll bring your temperature up by 1 degree, and that will dismantle viruses. If you do it more aggressively, it will, what will it do? It'll dismantle cancer cells. No way. Yes way. You are the miracle you've been searching for. You are the hero you've been searching for. You are the practitioner you've been searching for. Trust me. I've had not tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands over the last 44 years. This is the way I've always practiced. This is the way I'm always going to practice, is give everything to you. And then hopefully you will understand that you are everything to you. Okay. Sun gaze every morning if possible. If not, get yourself a Biotron, because it will do the same type of thing. If you can't afford it, I get it, but take a look in the manual. Okay? Avoid caffeine completely. Pelvic expander, go take a look in the manual. Okay? Pelvic squats, go look in the manual. You do pelvic squats, they're the most important exercise you'll ever do. You open up your pelvis, that's the holy grail. Crab stretch, that's to stretch out your whole upper back, your neck, your shoulders. How would you like that to feel? No headache. I'm serious. Go into my do-it-yourself guide, or just go get the manual. Okay? No drinking after 7 p.m. Well, why? It's not because it's dangerous. It's, guess what? Oh my God, I got to get up and pee again. Right? So what you want to do, the biggest thing about hydration is, let's take a look at the animals in the forest. What do? First thing, they get up and they go and they hydrate. They gorge themselves in water. What do I do first thing in the morning? I drink 1.5 quarts of warm to hot water with Ormus minerals, Black Diamond, and then guess what? I only had, and I'm not lying to you, I don't need to lie to anyone, okay, because I don't need anybody's approval. I don't take things personal. I had one small bowl, right? Black bean soup last night, and this morning, after I did that, I had 3 bowel movements. You're gonna go, well, just know this, the longer that your poop stays in you, the more dehydrated it becomes. Most of you have these hard lump chunks coming out, or they're thin as ribbon because you've got an inflammatory bowel. I've got IBS. Well, that just is a bowel that has constipation. IBS is irritable bowel syndrome, which is just inflammation. And every disorder in your bowel, in your pelvis, came from constipation. Doesn't mean you didn't go to the bathroom. It just means that everything that should have came out didn't come out. Some stayed in, and it took too long to come out. And just because there's traffic coming into the city doesn't mean we're not backed up, baby. You need to understand that. Where do you think your halitosis comes from? Where do you think your gum disease is? You don't have gum disease, you got bum disease, okay? You need to understand that. Where do you think your smelly armpits come from? I don't need perfume, okay? I don't need deodorant. And that's the God's truth. I don't smell. I did smell for a long time. I had stinking thinking and a terrible diet. Okay. Avoid bright light, blue light after sunset. Well, look at this. Blue light, phones, blue light. But guess what? I don't have them with me right now, but I wear my Teslas all day long. All day long, yes. And these are my Teslas, not mine. These are Sandra's. But these are Teslas. These have C60, fluorine in them. You know what that is? They were created by Tesla. And the blue light and all of this, how many people know that they could have created this computer with actual light and frequencies coming off it that could heal every disease? Because we are light energy, electrical magnetic beings. They decided to create your phones, your computer, the lights, the LED lighting, and your TVs with LED lighting, because guess what? I feel a little bit of tension right now. I feel a little bit of dehydration, and it's coming from the blue light. And understand, that's why we have to drink more water. That's why we need more nutrition. And that's the reality right there. And these glasses will actually take all of this blue light and it will transform it into healing, and it'll actually heal your brain. You do know that your eyes don't see, right? Your eyes only pick up light and frequency. And then guess what? And then the blue light damages your brain, and that's why you've got eye disorders. Welcome to your world. 10,000 teenagers are diagnosed every day with cataracts now. How's that sound? Not so good, eh? That's called blue light poisoning. And understand something. And then they've got their earbuds in here, right? Okay? And the earbuds in here are 1 1,000% over, okay, Environmental Protection Agency. 1,000%. How do they get away with that? Understand something right now. You want to wear earbuds that aren't wired to your phone, then guess what? You're going to expire. It's so cool, isn't it? Just to have those hanging there. I'm just ready for the call. I look so cool. You know, I'm going to tell you something right now. They're not harvesting us. We're harvesting ourselves. Okay, all right. Shut down all electronics and phones, okay? And you want to do that before 9. Wind down at 9 p.m. Begin your hour of power and Lionheart breathing, 10 minutes of gratitude, belly button therapy. And after you do belly button therapy, did you know that if you put a couple drops of frankincense and a couple drops of CBD oil or C60 oil in your belly button, that it will actually ignite 70,000 nerve endings and it will help to heal you. Isn't that crazy? That belly button's pretty powerful, eh? Okay, all right. And then for those of you who have an Avicen is something you put your hand in, and it creates more microcirculation in the human body, and it will put you to sleep. Like it puts you in a parasympathetic state, and it'll put you down because it just puts you into a healing state. All right, keep your room as dark as possible. No light, have it dark. Last thing you need is any light in there, or wear a mask, or you can put maybe just a little night light in the bathroom. And it's got to be dim enough that it's not bright. You don't want it, okay? You don't want blue light at night, because blue light tells you it's noon. That messes up the circadian rhythm. And if you go on your phone, computer later at night, it says it's only noon, it's going to keep you up. And then you're going to go, I got sleep apnea. I had to get a sleep apnea machine. Oh my God. Nobody has sleep apnea. Where'd sleep apnea never came along until blue light. Sleep apnea never came along until we were so acidic we fried our nervous system. Sleep apnea didn't come along until you were so fearful all day long that your nervous system is still wired and going zzz from the 8 cups of coffee, and now you're exhausted, but you can't slow down and sleep. There's no such thing as this. You know what? Let me just say this. Medical doctors, wake the hell up. Wake up. You are hurting your brothers and sisters, all right? And everybody else, why don't you just learn how to love and care for yourself and respect yourself? You might want to think about that, okay? Okay, now, keep your room dark as possible. If you need, use a sleep mask. Have your room cool to cold, okay? If trouble sleeping, use Doc of Detox Mag Infusion or our THC or CBD blend. But that's only in Canada, okay? All right. All right. Can I do an extended water fast if I am on any medication? I'm not touching that with a 10-foot pole. Make sure that your doctor is open-minded, and if he isn't, if he's narrow-minded, closed-minded, still do what he says. I'm not getting any part of this. I don't deal with drugs, okay? And understand something. Did you ever notice something? It doesn't matter whether it's street drugs or pharmaceutical drugs. Do you ever notice how everybody gets on them, wants to get off? You might want to think about not even starting them, okay? But the reality is check with your doctor, and I hope that you've tried to look for a doctor that has a little bit of a open mind, and he says, you know what? Because guess what? There's hardly any drugs that an advanced water fast is ever going to bombard. But I don't want to have any part of it. Go to your doctor, because I'm going to tell you something. Has anybody noticed how psycho people are getting? Nobody noticed that yet? I don't want to be part of it, because somebody that has high anxiety is going to be trouble. Somebody that knows how to connect to their breath and calm down is going to rock and roll this thing. That's it. And I'm going to tell you something right now. Oh yeah, the world hasn't changed. People have. They're more fearful. They have more anxiety now. It's the end of the world as we know it. You know what? This is the greatest time to be alive, and it really is. But only if you're alive enough to understand about unconditional love for yourself and not reacting and attacking yourself, and understanding that God has left you and that the body has forgotten how to heal. And just because, you know what, and get this right now, there's hardly anybody that's not addicted to poison. Well, that's why it's there, isn't it? And that's how you enslave 8 billion people. For God's sakes, how did you like the 3 years of COVID, okay, with the virus that could jump 6 feet? Wow, I don't know how they trained the virus to jump 6 feet when a virus means only toxin or poison. It's not even alive. So they can't even show you the COVID virus because it was never isolated. But guess what? What do I know? I'm not a real doctor. Okay, so can I do an extended water fast if I am on any medication? Check with your doctor, okay? And that would be your medical doctor, because they're the ones that can sell drugs. Okay, next. All right, how long can I safely do an advanced water fast? If you follow the rules, go look at my advanced water fast guide after you watch this. Make your notes, make questions. And also, even while I'm doing the class, right, they can call in, can't they? You can call in and call my phone. I'll answer your questions. You know, anybody that wants to bring up their vibration, detoxify their life, their mind, their body, my gosh, I will never ever say no to you, because bring up the vibration of the world. Show the world that we can take our power back, okay? And understand this, why don't you do it long as you feel you can, and then if you start to get it, the only thing that stops somebody from doing an advanced water fast is what? Anxiety and stress. And also, here's the thing, how many people do you know, they can't miss a meal or they have a headache? My God, that's all that is a detox reaction showing that person is toxic. You know, you don't get a headache when you don't eat because your body's starving. You get a headache when you don't eat because your body is poisoned. And understand that. And the other thing is you're only going to be able to fast as long as you are calm. Well, if you're not calm and you've got tons of anxiety, do anxious people burn their energy? Look, don't check me, but check with any of my staff. They've never seen anybody with as much energy as me, and this is not me with an ego. I know why I have as much energy, because I don't react and attack. And also, nobody can make me feel bad about the planet or about myself. And nobody can take me off of unconditionally loving and caring for myself and staying centered. But just know that I love you anyway. Okay. Structured water. We're back at it again. I would take a look at it. You can get under counter, portable, carry it with you. Run all your liquids through that you drink. All your liquids through that you drink. That's how you're going to protect yourself and structure it. Okay? This is for a house unit. Okay? So I've got one in my house. I'm going to put one on my pool. I'm going to make sure everything's structured. Okay? And then we talked about this, right? Here's the 3 different things that you can put in. Orange burst, if you like the taste of orange. Super cinnamon. Super cinnamon, guess what? You can give super cinnamon to somebody that's a diabetic. You can give super cinnamon to somebody who has a sugar addiction, and they're not going to want sugar. You can give this to a diabetic, just super cinnamon in their water, and guess what? They can cut their insulin back. Isn't that something? You didn't know that, did you? You didn't know that super cinnamon will fight infections in the body, at the same time balance the blood sugar levels so that you're not craving the sugar. A great way to start cutting back on that addictive situation. So, and if you want energy, you can mix super cinnamon and orange together, super cinnamon lemon lift, or you can mix them together, or you can just do one. My favorite is super cinnamon. I just put 2 drops into a quart. That's it. Now, we say this because when people are doing any type of detoxification, people don't understand that cells have to contract to get rid of toxins. So if I've got toxins in my joints or in my muscles, there can be some aches and pains, right? And that's the contraction to try to get rid of the poison to bring in the nutrition, right? So you've got to understand that. Pain Away does what it is. Essential oil, you can put it on every 15 minutes and I guarantee you your pain's going away. So if you don't have and Pain Away doesn't take your pain away because it's numbing it out. Pain Away takes your pain away because it increases the circulation, it increases the vibration, it helps to decalcify, it helps the scar tissue to become more like connective tissue. But the biggest thing is that what it's doing is, it's always about frequency and vibration, isn't it? We're always coming back to that. Muscle Restore, okay, is more soothing, okay? Tired muscles. Like when we do non-surgical, we'll have people use Pain Away for the first 3 or 4 days. Then they'll use Muscle Restore to bring the tissues right up to their best healing ability. Peppermint oil, oh my God, I have so much pain in this knee. I got so much pain in my ankle. I've got a headache. Well, I'll tell you what to do. But peppermint oil, okay, I'm doing the fast or I'm not doing the fast. And I come home and my feet are pounding. I'm so tired. I'm exhausted. I don't get to sleep because of my feet. All you got to do is just take 6 drops to 8 drops, peppermint oil, rub it on the bottom of your feet. And look at it. You don't have to buy our product. Go buy somebody else's. And guess what? Make sure it's a good one. And rub the peppermint oil on the bottom of your feet. And guess what? You'll be asleep in minutes. And if you put peppermint oil on your feet when you wake up in the morning, it'll activate you. And if you put it on at night, it'll actually help put you to sleep. Isn't that cool? Now let's say I've got a headache or I've got a sinus problem during the fast. And even if you're not fasting, you can use these rules anytime. Just take 2 or 3 drops, put it in your hand, go like this, then bring it close, don't touch, and breathe, and it'll wake you up and clear your sinuses out. It'll make you feel better, and it'll help with your headache. And then what you're going to do, what are you going to do after that? You're going to rub it on the back of your neck and up on your scalp here. And don't be surprised if your headache goes away. Okay? Frankincense. Okay, you've got frankincense. Well, frankincense is the purest, most concentrated frankincense in the world. You can do a drop under the tongue every other hour, and especially if you have a critical or chronic condition. And you can also use the frankincense in your belly button if you really want to activate those 70,000 nerve endings. And guess what? Frankincense is the greatest healer of all essential oils. Okay? Now here's one. So just know this, everybody. We can't sell this in Canada anymore, but people can order it in the United States, and it can go anywhere in the world. But the reality is this is called DMSO Rose Scented Cream and DMSO Gel with aloe vera. And understand, do you know what it's made out of? It's made from pine trees. And what does it do when you put it on? It heats it up. DMSO gets rid of pain, can get rid of arthritic pain, joint pain. It increases circulation better than anything else. And you know what? DMSO, if you put DMSO on and then you put any other type of healing on it on top, it'll take it right down into the tissues. So only with the cream you want to do it, you know, on the more gentle areas of the body. The DMSO gel is mainly for the joints or for that cesarean scar or for that surgery or for that fibroid, you know, things of that nature, more condensed scar tissue. And first use it on its own. I would get both. Some people are more sensitive than others. You know, this can make you feel itchy, and that's because of the circulation. Why does it make me feel itchy? Because it's actually restoring the blood, okay? But do your own homework, do your own research, okay? Okay, we talked about this earlier, but just know this. You can put Black Diamond in all your drinking water, and you're not going to put it on a lot, anywhere from 1/16 to 1/8 of a teaspoon for every liter. That's not a lot because you don't need a lot. And Black Diamond is humic fulvic, and it used to be in your soil, it used to be on your food, and it isn't anymore. It was stripped, okay? And that's a big problem. This is the best parasite cleanse. This is the best heavy metal cleanse. This is the best viral cleanse that you can do in the blood, in the cells, and in the brain. And here, the most powerful blood-brain, intracellular, fungal parasite, heavy metal, nutritional detoxification, the only chemical-free humic fulvic that I know of is the one we make. Now, the reality is some people will use charcoal, some people will use diatomaceous earth, some will use zeolite, but none of these can hold a candle to this product. Do your own homework, okay? Even go on PubMed, do some research, okay? All right? And also,